In a studio that's in a basement comes the epic story of how two friends changed the future of the movie podcast game forever. The reviews are in. Boys Life magazine gives the High Sci podcast 4.5 acorns. The Daily Bugle says, these guys are super legit. And Pope Francis declares the podcast as life-affirming. From the kid who tried to get smart with David Spade and got fucking old.
You're still out. You're still bad.
And the guy who can name all four Baldwin brothers.
Alec, William, Daniel, and the baby boy, Stephen.
Live from the studio of his parents' basement. The Have You Seen It podcast.
Hello and welcome back to the Have You Seen It podcast. My name is Mason Knight. Sitting across from me is the one and only Cash Kraus. But before we begin, if you guys could please be sure to smash that like button, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification as we drop videos here every single day. And please let us know what you think of this series because this has been a fun one.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. The most fun I've had a long time for a TV Tuesday. We, of course, are doing Invincible on Amazon Prime. The animated superhero, adult superhero.
I would say very adult, but if I had children, I would allow them to watch this thing to show them the realities of the world.
Realities of superheroes.
Yes. And
The
if
stark
one ever
reality.
comes down,
Exactly.
we're screwed. They're not going to help us.
Well, and if your kids ever get powers, now they know.
Now they know.
Life just doesn't work out how you want it to. And if you're going to be a superhero, we learned you really got to choose superheroing over relationships.
Absolutely.
Because for Mark Grayson, for episode 5, he's just got to break it off with Amber.
He does.
It's
never
not
gonna work.
working out at this point. They've been dating, 3 weeks? And he's been late to every single day. And he's not shown up for most of them, too.
Not for anything. And the title of this episode is That Actually Hurt.
Yeah.
And we'll find out what that means.
Well, that could
by the
mean
end
a
of it.
bunch of different things for this episode.
It's got a double meaning.
Could be the
triple
emotional hurt or the actual physical hurt that we will get into for sure.
And everyone's dealing with some hurt. You know, obviously, we start the episode off with Debbie.
Oh, Debs. Little Debbie.
Debs.
She's in a tough spot.
Yeah, she's in a real tough spot.
She's,
Because at the end of 4, we see Damien Darkblood get sent back to hell through The Exorcist.
Of course.
Right? Which was a great scene.
They had the giant pentagram.
They did, yeah.
They trapped his ass. Like
"No!"
Ghostbustered him.
Yeah, they did Ghostbuster him.
They
He's
have
like,
that
"How'd I
one,
not see
the
this coming?"
assistant guys reading from the Necronomicon.
Donald. Yeah. But yeah, no, he's sent back to hell. But
Debbie.
being the smart guy, he left his notepad in Debbie's closet.
Yeah, because, like we said, Debbie's in a tough spot because she's living with a serial killer.
You could say that.
That she almost is positive at this point. But like you said, this one starts out with her finding Damien Darkblood's journal.
Yep.
And that's pretty much going to open a whole can of worms.
Dude, yeah, her suspicion is right back. You know, 'cause
Absolutely.
she's starting to add the pieces of the puzzle together. She's like, this shit don't add up.
No.
Why is this demon so interested in my husband?
Yeah. And why the fuck did Cecil was trying so hard to get, to send Damien Darkblood back to hell? Why was he protecting?
Because like a good detective, he couldn't just let go of the case.
Of course.
He had to just keep pressing.
He literally had to solve that case or he was going to get sent back to hell regardless. That's his whole reason of being here on Earth. But yeah, unfortunately, Damien Darkblood, he's out of the series now, as far as we know.
That's what I do wonder if we'll see him again.
I hope so, because he's voiced by the wonderful Tom Clancy. Or not Tom Clancy, but I can't remember Clancy Brown.
There you go.
Who voices Mr. Krabs as well.
Oh, that's fun.
It is
a legend.
Fun. It is fun, absolutely. But yeah, so we get into that. That's pretty much all we get for Debbie in this one. We get the Amber stuff. She's telling everyone this is going to be his last chance. She doesn't think Mark is interested, and for a good reason. The guy never shows up.
No, he never shows up. But I got to say, Adam Eve, a really good friend. A really good friend, because I really thought she was going to slither her way in there and be like, yeah, Mark's my guy. Yeah, no, Mark sucks. Definitely don't get with them, when they're helping out at the homeless shelter.
Well, they're all going through some wild stuff. Adam Eve's going all through all that stuff with her parents who don't want her to be a superhero at all.
And then, her Rexplode is exploding on duplicate.
Absolutely.
So there's some explodes,
yes,
plural.
For sure.
Yeah, so she's dealing with a lot.
Yeah, but she's a good person.
She's
a good hero. She's probably maybe the only purely solid good hero.
Probably.
Who doesn't have some kind of
ulterior motive.
Yeah, exactly. But so that's pretty much all that. Then we get into the exciting part. We get into Mark Grayson helping Titan, the rock monster.
Which I got to be honest, this episode was kind of cool because it kind of separated itself from the other episodes leading up to this point because it was more about the city. It was more about the inner city crime.
Well, and this is another episode where Omni-Man says something totally fucked up. I mean, you're like, what the fuck? Because remember, Mark Grayson wants to help Titan, and he tells him, he's got a family, he's got a daughter, and he wants to get out. His boss is Machine Head, and he wants to get out from under him, Titan does, and Mark Grayson wants to help him do this. And Omni-Man says, these people are below you.
Yeah, he
don't
goes,
help
you
them.
save planets, you don't care about
What a
the
red
inner
flag.
cities. A red flag. Yeah, you could say that.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And everyone in the room is like, what the fuck?
Man, you're being a little ominous.
Yeah, for sure. They should call you ominous,
man.
But he totally says that. And then Debbie's like, well, no one is beneath you.
Yeah, you're a superhero. Your job is to help everyone.
If you're picking and choosing, you're not a great superhero.
No, you are not.
You're not. But yeah, so in the end, of course, Mark Grayson being a good guy like he is, he helps him.
He ends up helping him, man.
Absolutely.
And I love the scenes, too, where he's flying Titan around, and he goes, I'm not a fan of this. I'm very uncomfortable.
Mark Grayson says, he's like, I don't like it either.
Yeah. There are a lot of good comedic moments, too.
But yeah, Titan pretty much says that it's Machine Head. That's his name, right?
Yeah, Machine Head is the villain. Yeah.
Yeah,
Time
pretty much says that he runs the city, and if anything goes bad, or any drugs or crime or anything, you can almost guarantee Machine Head is behind it. Yeah. So this is it's a big guy. You want to take him down.
Oh, for sure.
And for Omni-Man to say, it's not worth it, it's, again, a big concern.
Yeah.
But Titan ends up convincing Mark, and they go, and they have to overthrow Machine Head, who is super cool villain. Mm-hmm. He's like this half robot, half man, but he's like a super genius. He runs all the probabilities and shit before anything happens. So he's kind of prepared when they come to...
well, yeah, because Titan had just gotten him that super chip that he put in his brain.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, not great, but he's definitely prepared when they come, and he's got a shit ton of supervillains with him.
Yes, he does.
And this...
And this was a fun scene. And we actually get to see the fact that Mark, Invincible, is not so invincible. Does he get the shit kicked out of him?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Well, Invincible in the way he doesn't die. Yet.
But he's came close a couple times now.
But yeah, they ambush him, and they have one supervillain, who is Thok the Battle Beast, that guy is a fucking badass.
He's like a cat. He's like a giant.
Well, he's like a Thundercat.
Cat.
Yeah, he's like a giant Thundercat, and he's Thok the Battle. It's such a funny name, but literally he says, "I've only come to Earth for one reason, and that's to face the greatest fucking warriors there, and that's it." And
it was so funny too, just because the demeanor and everything, and the voice was totally 80s, 90s-esque cartoon.
And even what he was wearing was a big, thunder cow outfit. It was very lavish. But Thok, he's not messing around.
No, Thok is...
I don't know where he came from, but he drove a long way to get there, and it's business. He's clocking in, and he's going to work. And Mark was not prepared for it.
No, he was not. And interesting enough, you get this giant battle that ensues between Mark, Titan, and then these people that Machine Head brought. But we get one little glimpse of Omni-Man, and he's in the sky looking down into the hole that was made, not helping.
Of course not. Well, it could be a number of different things, obviously. It could be he really wanted to test Mark and see where he was at.
Right.
But, he doesn't even help, though, when things get really dire.
Bad.
Yeah.
For Mark, especially. I mean,
And there's no way the Omni-Man knew he was just going to be okay.
No, dude. When Thok...
But that's Omni-Man's a prick. That's what we know at this point.
Of course.
I think he'd rather him sink. Sink or swim, and he'd rather him sink if he wasn't going to swim.
Right, yeah. Viltrumites.
Exactly. He's not going to, he's not going to raise a loser.
Yeah, no. He's definitely not going to. But Thok, the battle beast, when he drops that hammer down on Mark.
Whatever. Right on his gut.
Just splits him down the middle.
And then blood just sprays. Yeah, Thok again. Battle beast.
Battle beast.
I'm
looking forward to more
bread
Thok.
in the back.
Yeah.
So much.
He's a
I want a
badass.
Thok spinoff just going around him going to planet to planet.
just beating
Who's
the shit out
number
of people.
one?
Like the Goliath of
Yeah.
yeah.
And I know what everyone was thinking during this episode was like you saw Omni-Man, so you really wanted him to come down and fight fucking Thok and see where they're at.
Yeah, and I thought when he was going to drop the hammer on Mark, as your stereotypical, whoo, catches the hammer.
Yeah.
That shit didn't happen.
No, he just took it.
Omni-Man just let him hit him. Yeah. Just barely conscious. What, Dad? Yeah, because he gets a glimmer of Dad, and then he's gone.
Thok just keeps fucking hammering him. Yeah. So, Invincible and Titan not doing so great.
Not doing well. But Duplicate.
They get the
Rex
call.
Explode,
The new
all
global
of them,
defenders.
yeah. Black Samson, they all show up.
Who are not they're a half-ass. They're
not a very good
They're
Guardians
the
of the Globe.
beginning of the Mighty Ducks. When no one's skating together.
And no one trusts the team.
Exactly. There's no trust between them, no bonds. They need a little team exercises.
When I like kind of the foreshadowing, because Black Samson earlier in that episode, they're all like, woo, drinking, having a good time
Yeah.
after they,
he gets pissed.
He gets pissed. Well, because
So we haven't done anything.
died. And they're just like, yeah, well, we did the best we could. And then he's like breaking it down like a football play,
Yeah.
like watching film.
Well, Black Samson, he's the only serious one because he's he's got to overcompensate for those no powers.
Right, yeah.
Which sucks,
Someone's overcompensating for something.
But so they come and you think, oh fuck yeah. Oh, Mark Grayson's great. No, they get their asses kicked.
They
in
do,
pretty
yeah.
quickly. We're not expecting Thok the Battle Beast. No one does. Who is this fucking guy?
Yeah.
No one's seen him before.
Yeah. Who invited the Thundercat?
But he again. But there's more supervillains too. But Thok is the big one, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
But they destroy. They kill the global. Black Samson dies. I mean, he eventually comes back.
Well, and that scene was gruesome too, when he grabs his arm and just snaps it in half.
Oh
You're
my
like,
god!
"Ow,
Because they get a few good licks in,
They do.
but it only pisses Thok off.
Yeah. He's just wearing it right on the chin. Like, is this the best you have,
This is
Earth?
upsetting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How disappointing.
How disappointing. Yeah. I'm out.
But yeah, see you later.
See ya. I'll be back next year.
Yeah, but they basically get their ass. Monster Girl,
She's on the verge of
verge
death.
of death. Robot Man gets close to death. I mean, it's not a big deal. He's a fucking robot.
robot,
He's got a
yeah.
million shells. But Robot Man, it shows. I mean, for in this episode, really shows you how much he has feelings for Monster
Girl, yeah.
Because when Monster Girl is dead, he's like, no, and he takes her to the hospital.
And he's like holding her and stuff.
Exactly,
And it's like it's a robot. So what's going on?
I know he really, but all of them get their fucking asses kicked, close to death.
Thank God, Thundercat, Thok just got bored and left. Otherwise, he would have killed them all.
Well, they start at the very end. They start to work together, and they kind of get the upper hand on the villains. And Thok is like, "Oh, I can't risk this.
Yeah.
Never lost a battle.
Yeah, so I'm out.
I'm 100. I'm 100 and 0.
Yeah.
So Thok, he's smart. He never. That's how you never lose a battle. You never
bite
fight
off
one.
more
You
than
think
can chew. Yeah.
Yeah, so Thok goes, who the fuck knows where? Back to the planet of Thok, maybe? I don't know. Maybe 1,000 fucking battle cats.
Thokian?
Yeah. Sounds dirty, but...
It does. It does.
But yeah, so they kind of beat Machine Head, but it's a big fucking loss. Mark
It is.
Grayson is dead. Cecil calls in. He says, do not let Invincible die.
Yeah.
They take some blood.
They do.
That's kind of weird.
It is weird. They start running some tests on it too.
And they, one of the guys says something like along the lines like Viltrumite cells, they're indestructible,
Yeah,
whatever.
they're immune to everything.
Yeah, he tells them that, but not immune to a big old fucking hammer hitting you in
Apparently
the
not.
gut.
Not
'Cause
by some Thundercat, no.
That'll take the wind out of you.
It will. I don't care who you are.
But yeah, so that's pretty much they're all in the hospital.
Yeah. And then we get this giant, I mean, not a giant twist, but it was a kind of a big twist where Titan walks up to a dead Invincible and was like, sorry, kid, I got to do what's best for my city. Hopefully you'll live. And we come to find out that Titan just literally just took over what Machine Head was doing.
They didn't solve anything.
No.
He's literally just the new Machine
now.
Head. Yeah, exactly. He just replaced him. And that kind of is going to be like a obviously very bitter thing for Mark Grayson, who took the risk to help this guy. And his dad even said, don't help him. He's below you. He's a bad guy or whatever.
But that's kind of like gangs in general. You kill the leader, another one emerges.
Oh, yeah. I know. Stuff. Mark didn't know that. Yeah.
Well, Mark's naive, a dumb.
But you got to think that's kind of why Omni-Man kind of wanted him to experience this.
Yeah, that's true.
So, you can't, because Omni-Man wanted him to betray him just so Mark Grayson knows not to trust anyone. He starts to get that, I don't know, those bad, ill feelings towards humans, probably. But, yeah, that's the twist. I'm sure we'll see Titan more.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it definitely leaves it. I think that's the last time we see him, at least for this episode, but we'll definitely get to see him. Now he's in like a suit and shit. He brings his family. He's got the penthouse.
I love the world building that they're doing, though, because it's like, we have these intergalactic like villains, but then you have like the inner city villains. You have all these different levels of villains. So
it's awesome. It's cool.
And even like the weirdo, which we'll talk about later on this season, but the weird guy in the sewer.
Oh,
Putting together these cyborgs. So even that guy, makes a comeback, and it's a different type of villain.
Yeah, you didn't expect to see him more. But I think that's it for episode 5. Oh, and this one we didn't talk about, but it is kind of important, is Robot meets up with the Mauler twins.
That's right, the Mauler bros. Yeah, the blue brawlers.
And he's giving them some shit, and he's kind of working with them. Now, red flags about fucking Robot Man.
Yeah, of course.
Who can't? Every hero's a villain.
They are.
Which is a good story, good motto for life. Every hero's a villain. Yeah.
It's a great. I love what Amazon Prime is doing with superheroes.
Oh, there's all these characters,
one-dimensional superheroes.
Exactly, they're so fucking complicated. They all have such a weird, tormented past because they were made to only be superheroes. Mm-hmm. So they couldn't have a child or anything. So they're all fucked up in ways, but. That's what Invincible does so well, though.
And I'll just bring it up right now. We'll probably talk about it in the season finale, but great news. Invincible got renewed for season 2 and 3.
Good, man.
So I'm super excited
for that.
I cannot wait.
It's such a good show.
I
just burned through this show. Yeah, definitely favorite of the year. Yep. Okay, episode 5, we will be doing episode 6 next.
Yep, tomorrow.
All right.
Alrighty. Well, that is our recap for episode 5 of Invincible season 1 on Prime Video. If you guys like what you're seeing here, please be sure to smash that like button, like the way Thok smashed Mark's chest
the battle beast.
The battle beast.
Throw your hammer down on that like button.
Absolutely. Comment below, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification as we drop videos here every single day. Thank you so much for watching and listening. My name is Mason Knight. That is Cash Kraus. And until next time.
Bye.